Hello and welcome to It's Not So Lonely at the Top podcast. This is a podcast for business leaders and business owners just like you. We're going to be sharing top tips on how to develop yourself personally and professionally. I'm going to be sharing updated podcasts on a regular basis, so please do make sure you subscribe, and I really hope you enjoy today's podcast. I'm joined on today's podcast by Joanna Kalmuczak. She's a dedicated entrepreneur and founder of JK Mortgages and Jewellery Jewellery. She has over a decade experience in the financial services sector, and Joanna has built a trusted reputation for helping families secure their dream homes. Alongside this, she's launched Jewellery Jewellery, which is to empower women through jewellery that celebrates individuality and confidence. Her mission? To inspire self-belief and remind women of their natural beauty. I hope you enjoy today's episode. Joanna, you've built two businesses, both amazing businesses, JK Mortgages and Jewellery, the jewellery brand. What do you think connects these two worlds, and how do they reflect different sides of you?
That's a very interesting question, Pete. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you very much for having me, for the invitation. It's another step getting me out of my comfort zone.
Good. And you're very welcome, of course. I've looked forward to having you on the podcast for a while now. It's been a little while in the planning, so I'm really pleased you're here.
Thank you. When we're referring to JK Mortgages and Jewellery, so I've been doing JK Mortgages for 10 years, and it started a very unusual way. It was a long process for me understanding what I want to do in life and how to get there. And Jewellery, it's been pretty new business. It's an e-commerce business where I just wanted to use much more of my creative side. But what is the same about the businesses is the fact that with JK Mortgages, I feel like I'm using my strength to help others. Mm-hmm. Where with Jewellery, my mission is to pass the message to inspire other women to follow the steps they want.
I love that. Okay, cool. So Jewellery was about inspiring women to take the steps they want. What does that mean for your customers? What is it you're looking to achieve?
So on my journey, however that would be in Poland or in the UK, I found many women finding problems with self-esteem, finding their worth, their value, and that stops them from achieving goals or changing their life. So they feel unhappy, they don't know how to move on. So myself, I've gone through a lot of processing in my head where I get to the conclusion to be where I am with the businesses. And if this is any way of how I can share the strength, the knowledge that I gain myself building for the last few years, then this is my mission, to inspire women to learn from it.
Yeah, amazing. And I think that is really, really inspiring. And so as well as the jewelry, you also have the mortgages as well. And I know that the big vision for you is to help people who are aspiring to own their own home, and you're helping them to achieve that as a part of the process of doing that. And how do you find that work fulfilling as well?
So starting from the fact that when I came to UK, I didn't speak English at all. My English was complete zero for the first few months. I didn't know how to say good morning.
Wow.
And I started really from scratch. So first of all, gaining confidence in speaking. Then when I was in the position, when I had the job, the salary, I aimed to have my own home, and I couldn't understand why going from one lender, one bank to another, I could not get the mortgage. I could not buy the house. And I didn't find anyone who could explain to me how it all works. And it was very overwhelming for someone who is first-time buyer, how it works, that having a wages, having tiny but still deposit, not having any financial issues, why I cannot get mortgage. So when I actually started learning about this, I just thought I need to set everything the way that I can help people understand what's going on and help them achieve the goals, because I knew how valuable for me it was to have a home for my family. So now when I've got first-time buyer coming to my office, I really love and it fulfills me helping them, because they come to the office with hope.
Sure.
And they look for someone who can guide them, who can tell them, yes, you can, or no, you can't. But following certain steps, you will get there. And that was the thing that at the time when I was looking for my house, to buy a house, I couldn't find anyone who could tell me what do I need to improve actually to be able to buy the house.
Amazing. So you've spoken about a defining moment when you chose self-employment after hitting barriers in the corporate world in your career. How did that decision shift the way you see leadership and opportunity?
Right. So I spent 10 years working in a corporation. And I started from a packing bench where I barely spoke English, where I was learning a single words every day, and I was sweating every time someone was trying to speak to me and explain what I've got to do, or even having a basic a conversation. And as I was promoting, I got to a stage where I left the warehouse, I went to work in the head office, and I was very ambitious and very motivated to keep climbing. But I found that there was a certain point where I couldn't go further, and I couldn't understand what I'm doing incorrectly, what I'm doing wrong, that I can't go up, I can't promote to the next position. And being a desperate, sitting at the desk and repeating the admin task day in, day out, I felt very, very bored. Mm-hmm. So when I started thinking, what can I change to actually get out of the circle, because I didn't feel any satisfaction of coming to work. And don't take me wrong, the company was great. Mm-hmm. Still is, and I've learned a lot working for that corporation. But I just felt like I'm missing something, or someone who could see my potential, who could see that I want more and I can do more. I just needed the right guide.
Sure.
But I couldn't find anyone. So my first thought was maybe I should change the company. And I started looking for different jobs. But navigating through the recruitment agency, I did not find anything satisfying. And again, there was no one who could see that I can do more than just admin. Mm-hmm. So when I was sitting at the desk, I was thinking what else I could do. Who do I need to actually see that I can do more? And I couldn't say, I couldn't maybe present myself in the way because of the language barrier. maybe I couldn't articulate properly what I want, but I knew the moment I start doing things, there would be results.
Sure.
I knew I can trust myself for any task given. I can actually do the task even with an extra mile.
Yeah.
And it took me a few years to actually think what I'm going to do about it.
Sure.
Where is the person who would actually give me the chance?
Okay.
And then one day I just came to the conclusion, why do I need someone?
Yeah.
And if I find that person, why the person is better, and why that person is going to decide about my life and my future, why they would be better than myself to tell me what I can, what I want, and where I'm going to be, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to achieve. So it was like a long process in my head, thinking, why do I need to look for someone? No one and nothing is coming to save me but myself. So I just need to change something to move on.
Yeah, sure. And having the confidence to do that yourself is obviously huge. Do you feel that you had did it take you a lot of time to build up the courage to be able to make that move? Tell me about that. Tell me about the thought process as you built up the
Well,
courage.
that was quite a few years. But yeah, definitely there was big realization when I thought I don't actually need anyone to come and save me.
Sure.
I need to make the change myself.
Sure.
But the next thing was what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to be in retail before I came to UK.
Sure.
I had my own shop. And my first thought was, well, I've done this before. I've got experience. Maybe I'll go in retail again.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at reality, achieving the rent, even deposit for the rent, buying the stock, and getting all up and running, that was financially impossible for me.
Sure.
So my next thought was what sort of tool I can have to help me build any business. And I was just thinking of occupations, what people do. And when I thought actually having a laptop is achievable, it's affordable because you can even have a laptop on finance. But what else can I do having that laptop?
Sure.
And that was coincident when my Polish friends who didn't speak English or wasn't that confident speaking English asked me about help translating for the remortgage.
Sure.
They were homeowner, and they had phone call from brokerage company that the mortgage is coming to the end, and they couldn't do it themselves. They couldn't understand a word.
Mm-hmm.
So me with my broken English, but I just thought, yeah, okay, let's help them. Let's
Sure.
get the challenge. And I've done it once, and then 2 years later, I've done it again.
Sure.
So you can see that was quite a distance, in processing to what I want to do. So then my thought will clear, because yes, I can have a laptop and I can do mortgages because it's the kind of service which doesn't require a lot of money. It's
Sure.
just the skills, the knowledge that you have to build. And I asked that guy, the mortgage broker on the phone, I asked him kindly, what can I do
Mm-hmm.
to be on your side of the phone?
Mm-hmm.
And he was so kind. He emailed me the details of the courses, the qualification I need.
Wow.
And I followed everything. So
Excellent.
my next step was to decide when I'm going to do it, because that's another big push.
Sure.
And I decided that the best time when I'm going to do it is my maternity leave,
Sure.
because I thought I can have more time
Sure.
to sacrifice, and instead of watching TV or when the baby is sleeping, I can then take the books and study. So I was passing my first exam when my daughter was 2 months old.
Wow.
And since then,
Yeah. Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing.
lots of change.
You're very driven and determined, Joanna. It's amazing. So my next question for you was, growing up mainly with your grandparents, who were both blind, must have been hugely formative. What lessons from that experience still shape the way you lead and do business today?
Yes, my grandparents, I admire them until today. They taught me that things are possible regardless. They were both blind. My nan was losing sight. So when I was the age to remember, she stopped wearing glasses. My granddad, he was completely blind from the age of 4. He lost his sight during eyesight operation. But together they raised 3 children.
Sure.
So one of them was my mom, was my auntie and my uncle. So now when I'm looking at it, they showed me things are possible, even if life isn't as kind to you. Also growing up with them, I had to learn to see things that the way they see, or the way they can go through life. And there was lots of little things, like they were teaching me I have to close the bathroom door because next time they go, they will bang their head. Or thinking, they can't do everything how I want them because they're not capable. So I need to guide them. So there is lots of things, and especially the kind of empathy where I think thanks to them that has grown in me. And now when I help people, however that would be with mortgages or growing my other business, I always think about people, how they see things from their angle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is there is a level of the requirement to increase empathy when you are used to dealing with people who have disadvantages, and that empathy that comes with that. You kind of see the world through new eyes around how do people access things, how can you be of service, how can you support, how can you help support them to achieve what they need to achieve, which is so transparent and clear in what you're doing, which I really admire. I really admire that. And with my own daughter who has a disability, I watch in admiration with her as she sort of tackles different challenges she comes across that some people just don't even really think about on a day-to-day basis. What is it? What is it that you realised through growing up with your grandparents? That was there an element that to take nothing for granted? I see that kind of through the way you've grown and developed your career and your businesses. It's around sometimes things aren't always going to happen for you as easily as possible. So maybe there's something there which is pushing you to sort of go for it anyway, even though it's not the perfect condition.
Yes, I think gratitude is the word that I can describe this. It's not only growing or being raised by my grandparents, but also the fact that the environment I'm coming from. So I was born in Poland. When I was born, there was a time of communism. And from my childhood, all I remember that was empty shops.
Sure.
There was nothing in it. The food was very limited. We had like a little cards of how much meat, how much butter, eggs, milk you can get per family. And in my house and other households, there was a real challenge.
Sure.
How to overcome the limitation with the food and the materials, everything. So one of the things I will never forget, to have a lollipop, I asked my auntie to melt sugar. And, the caramel was melting, and she took a spoon and she wrapped the caramel around the spoon.
Yeah.
And that cooled down. That was my lollipop. So there was no sweets, no chocolate, there was nothing like that.
Sure.
Completely nothing. So now when I'm just thinking, living in the world where we've got everything and we've got everything accessible, we are being spoiled, and sometimes we forget to appreciate, those, or to appreciate what we've got, because it could be much worse.
Sure.
So I always got that thing in my mind that we don't need a lot to be happy.
Yeah, sure. I think that's really valuable takeaway, actually. Really valuable. Okay, so and it leads me on to my next question, which is you've had to rebuild from scratch more than once, like arriving in the UK without English. When you look back, what inner resource or mindset helped most in starting again?
I think it's the grip that holds me. So when I was a child, my parents divorced. I was 4, and my mom remarried. We were all living together with my grandparents, my auntie. And when my mom remarried, I did not have a great relationship with my stepfather.
Sure.
And there were days where I was crying into pillow. I was 13 at that time, and all I wanted is to be a grown-up, to be able to leave the house and get out of the atmosphere that he was creating.
Sure.
So I was 13. I was hoping when I will be 18, I will be able to be grown-up adult and I can do what I want. But it didn't work this way. I had to wait another year until I finished school.
Sure.
And actually start building my own life. So that was good 6 years of getting through a tough situations, day in, day out. And I think that was the first grip that I had. I knew I had to go through it to be better, to be able to build my own life. So then when I came to UK, and again, I didn't look back. I was looking for the future. I was thinking, what can I do to actually learn the language, get the job? And in every job, every opportunity, I was looking how to better myself, what else I can improve, and setting a small goals and making small steps, not big steps, to get where I want to be.
Sure. Incredible. It's very driven and determined. Absolutely. So you've carried a lot on your shoulders, family, business, personal challenges. How do you balance being strong for others while protecting your own energy?
Yeah, another event in my life. I discovered my strength when my partner got ill and he was stage 4 cancer. That was just soon after I passed my exam and I started the business. My daughter was less than 1 year old, and he lost his strength completely. He couldn't work, he couldn't earn. So I knew at that time that everything now sits on my shoulders. So we've got 3 children all together. I've got a new business, not many clients as yet, but I was the only person to drive everything. So I knew I can't just give up, because if I give up, we all will go down.
Sure.
Everything. So the days were tough. I was dropping my little one to my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Leaving poor ill Nick at home in the bed, going to work, barely eating anything because I had to make a lot of work on my own at the time to make sure that I make enough money for us to survive.
Yep.
So again, there was no way to look back. It was just, the grip to keep going and never give up, because everybody is relying on me.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, your partner's is better now, and
He's better.
yeah. How long did that process take? It must have been a very stressful and drawn out process. Tell us a bit more about how long that lasted.
So that was over a year. From the first symptoms, when he started losing his strength, his health, by the time he was diagnosed and went through the entire treatment. Also, for us as a family, we really went into educating ourselves about our lifestyle.
Sure.
So where cancer come from? What actually make him ill? We're looking at the diet. We're looking at the stress level, and what to do to actually get rid of the enemy from his body.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of studying, a lot of education. But the process for himself, it was really tough.
Sure.
He was facing death.
Sure.
That was stage 4 cancer. So he was scared. I was scared.
Sure.
And it was really, really hard time for all of us.
Sure.
Over a year.
Yeah. Wow. And I'm really pleased. Because he's a top geezer as well, and I'm sure he'll smile listening back that I say that. But what a lovely man he is. Hi, my name's Pete, and I want to thank you for tuning into today's podcast. I'm a coach, speaker, and author. And if you want to take your personal development that bit further, did you know that I offer a mastermind program as well as one-to-one coaching? If you're interested, please do reach out on peterushmer.com. There was a question, and I've just it's just escaped me as I was thinking about the next one. With regards there's the question gone back again. I stumbled a moment, so please forgive me. The question was about asking you, and it's not on what I prepared for you, but an interesting question around what were the lifestyle changes that you've decided to make? You obviously stress and diet were involved. Tell us a bit more about the lifestyle changes.
That's very long and complicated for some people way to understand.
Sure.
And for us also, it was learning curve, because when you live every day, you don't really think of the consequences.
Sure.
What is happening with your own body and what is happening around you. So Nick was living in a quite stressful environment with his work, constantly setting targets, meeting the targets, and he was making the way, how to satisfy the expectation. So stress was number one, where we started looking, what inspire the fact that he got cancer and all of the toxin produced by the stress level. So we try to reduce this
Sure.
in any sort of meditation, relaxation.
Sure.
So that was one of the like a mental change in the lifestyle, and understanding how important it is to balance
Sure.
the stress level. Second, I think the most important part was the diet.
Sure.
Previously, we were eating everything:
Mm-hmm.
fast food, prep meals,
Mm-hmm.
just to have something on the stomach. Because
Sure.
when you run, when you do the job, when you work, business, everything is so important, but you forget actually that you need to eat, and you need to eat well.
Mm-hmm.
What I've learned, our body actually needs a proper nutrition. So it's not the food that we put in the stomach, but actually is the nutritions that come from the food.
Mm-hmm.
I always compare this when I speak to other people, and they asking, how quickly Nick got out of cancer, because that was very quick, obviously,
Sure.
process. When I'm thinking from the moment he was diagnosed to the examination to check how chemotherapy is working,
Mm-hmm.
it was 8 weeks that he was on the diet, and he got call from hospital to say that. So let's say this way. Nick started diet, the diet that we introduced,
Mm-hmm.
which was very healthy and very pure diet. So that was vegetables, fresh juices, lots of water, nothing processed, completely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Steamed vegetables, flaxseed oil,
Mm-hmm.
no fried food, nothing like that. And there was no bread, no pasta, no carbs at all. We followed the Dr. Budwig diet.
Mm-hmm.
For those who knows Dr. Budwig, they will learn that she was studying all her life. She was studying about oils, and she actually discovered that mixing a flaxseed oil with a cottage cheese, it makes a chemical reaction similar to the chemotherapy.
Wow. Okay.
So I just thought, while we're waiting for the chemo, why not to try this?
Sure.
It's just food. It's
Yeah.
nothing to
Sure. Yeah.
going make a harm to make a harm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was 8 weeks. Nick being on the diet, and after the first chemotherapy, they sent him back to Cambridge Hospital to check how the chemotherapy is working.
Sure.
And the results was, and the exact word were that we don't know how, but you've got no cancer cells.
Wow.
8 weeks on the diet.
Yeah.
So I knew we've done something right.
Sure. Yeah.
And yeah, even the further consultation when we had the lady in the hospital said, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it.
Yeah. Must have been a huge relief as well.
Yes.
So amazing.
So yeah, and since then we are really aware what we put in our stomachs, what sort of food we buy, we eat. And mainly we are concentrating on having less but quality food.
Sure. Sure. Fascinating. On my next question, on your toughest days, what do you tell yourself to keep you moving forward?
On the toughest days, I try everything what I can until I run out of energy.
Okay. Okay.
And then when I don't have the energy, I know I need to reset.
Okay.
It's like the computer with open a million of tabs, and the computer doesn't want to go because it's too much going on.
Sure.
But you have to shut down everything and start again. So I know running the business that there are days where it's tough, it's hard, things go wrong. But then when I shut all the tabs and I go and I relax, I'll go for a walk, I'll go away, or I just find the way to silence myself for a day, no more.
Mm-hmm.
Then next day, I'm full of energy, I'm full of new ideas, and things started getting better.
Sure.
So now when I've got a tough day, I know it's just a temporary, it's like a rain. It will stop raining and
Of
the
course.
sunshine will come out.
Of
So
course.
it's just, the stage to pass through it.
Sure. I love that. Okay, so you've said leadership isn't about numbers, but loyalty, respect, and accountability. How do you put those into practice on a day-to-day with your team and with your clients?
Yes, leadership isn't about numbers. It's about giving people the inspiration and guiding if they need it, but not pushing and not pulling.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it a few times in my life and I got burned.
Sure.
So now I know you have to motivate yourself. But it's good if there is someone who can inspire you and give you that courage to keep going.
Sure. So I think that it's important that I pick up when we work when I've worked with you that you're always very conscious about the work you're doing and the impact it has on people. So I really admire that. Is around a lot of people who your company does mortgage brokering and you provide women jewellery, for example. A lot of people don't really they would just see the business behind that, whereas it's all about the purpose for you. So I always feel like when we deal with each other, I look at the way you lead the people around you and your customers. It's always around being purpose driven, which I really admire. So and talking of which, it moves me on to my next question, which is around the jewellery brand Jewellery is about empowering women and celebrating individuality. What role do you think confidence plays in leadership, especially for women in business?
It does make, confidence does make a massive difference. My role with Jewellery is actually to show women that you can build confidence, processing, of who you are, of your values. Like myself, being in the corporation world and looking for someone who would save me, who would give me a chance, to the moment where I realized I don't need anyone to give me the permission, the green light to go ahead. So that's why with Jewellery, I would like women to understand that all they need is just to build the confidence based on their own values, to learn who they are, where is their strength, and then go and reach for the goals that you want to achieve. So there is many ways how you can do it. So with the jewellery, actually, the pieces that I sell, for me, they've got meaning.
Mm-hmm.
They've got meaning because the moment you understand how you feel about yourself, then you can multiply this and inspire others as well.
Sure. Okay. And I think that it's firstly they're beautiful pieces of jewelry, by the way, and I buy them for Maggie at anniversary and at Valentine's Day, and I do recommend, obviously, if people are listening and watching, they're amazing gifts. And I think I find it really inspiring, I suppose, the way that I believe that in a way we've kind of lost our way from a social perspective around what beauty is and what natural beauty is. And I know that you've got quite strong feelings around what natural beauty is, and that women should celebrate that. Are you happy to sort of explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, well, first of all, we have to define what beauty is,
Sure.
because everyone has got different understanding about beauty.
Sure.
For me, beauty is a woman full of confidence,
Mm-hmm.
a smiling person, a person who is kind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the things that the inner beauty, it's more. One of my icons, it's my manager of customer service in the corporation world I used to work. She was beautiful and powerful, and you could feel the strength of her just walking into the office. She didn't have to say anything, she didn't have to do anything, but the way she was carrying herself, it was saying a lot.
Sure.
And I was observing her, and all I could see, it was a woman who looked after herself, but not having a false nails or a massive makeup. No, she had nicely done hair,
Mm-hmm.
freshly brushed, not much, attention put into it, but still elegant.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have too much makeup, but she had that something in her
Mm-hmm.
that you could feel the power.
Sure. I love that. She sounds formidable
Yes.
already in the way you
Well,
described.
Dawn Toko, who work with me, they know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing woman, and she always will be my icon of beauty. Where I understood, I was younger, I was following the trends. I loved fashion. I loved running from one shop to another, buying new clothes. And then observing her, I just thought, I don't need this all.
Yeah.
She is just naturally beautiful, but what's more beautiful about her is the way she is carrying herself, the confidence, not even using words, but the way she was just standing tall for herself and for the entire customer service team.
Sure. And I suppose that's something that you're looking to bring to life and to support other women with through the Joe Lackwell.
Yes,
brand.
because as I mentioned, if we know who we are, then we don't need all the false stuff. We don't need the amount of Botox to feel beautiful.
Sure.
We need to feel the value in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if you bring this out, then the look doesn't mean too much.
Sure.
Because it's how we are and what we can offer to others.
Mm-hmm.
How we carrying ourselves.
Sure.
It's more important for me as to define beauty rather than the false look.
Absolutely. And I suppose that confidence, when it is then linked over into leadership, and it helps. If people are feeling confident, they behave and act differently, and therefore that then drives good leadership because it empowers other people to be and do the same as well. So, cool. I've got a couple of quick fire questions that I ask all my guests that I've not prepared you for. So the first quick fire question is, how do you develop yourself? How do you develop and grow? Where do you go?
Challenges.
Okay. So you seek out challenges to grow and develop.
Yes. I like to learn about the enemies.
Okay.
And then when I know where that come from, I can find solution. And that builds my knowledge and give me the strength and the power for the next problem, challenge.
Yeah.
to solve it.
I love it how you say enemies. So your enemies. So what enemies have you had, if you don't mind me asking? What enemies do you? Because you don't mean necessarily people there, do
No,
you? You
no,
mean
no,
like
no,
you mean
no.
like adversity, don't you?
Yes, yeah. Well, thinking of the fact that we are as human, we cannot know everything.
Sure.
And so my first challenge when I'm thinking back now is to buy the house.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no way how I could understand why I cannot get the mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, I had the thought, well, why not?
Mm-hmm.
That was the enemy that I need to learn to be able to win.
Sure.
The same was with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
What makes cancer? How to stop it? What environment we make in the way we are, the lifestyle, the food we consume, what makes the environment, and then do everything to stop it. So that's the things that I like to learn, things that I don't know, to be able to bypass or overcome or just win.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. You reminded me of a Stoic philosophy around the obstacle is the way. So you have a mindset that when the obstacle is in the way, you find the way to overcome the obstacle. It's like that becomes the focus, is around this is the obstacle. How do we overcome it? I love that. So this is a trickier one. This is a trickier one because I need 3. So what are your 3 tips for success? What would be your 3 tips for success?
Keep the grip.
Okay.
Keep climbing even if it's hard.
Okay. Yep. So don't give up.
Don't give up. And pause, but don't stop when you can't do it anymore.
Okay.
Pause it.
Pause. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that you mentioned that before around having that opportunity to be able to pause when things get too much, when it becomes difficult. That pausing is able to
Reset. Yeah.
Reset. Okay. I like that. So keep the grip. Don't give up. And pause. Don't give up. Yeah. I love that. Okay. Cool. If you were to give yourself some advice, your younger self, maybe Joanna back in Poland before she came to the UK, if you were to give yourself some advice now, what would that advice be? That advice to your younger self.
My advice to myself would be start or invest in yourself, in the personal development, much quicker.
Okay.
Much quicker than obviously I did in my life. So to understand who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's investing in yourself. Keep climbing. You've got this.
I love that. Okay, cool. Great advice. One of the things that I speak to the leaders when I host the podcast is around that many people see the success. So they see the external success. It might be the clothes or the cars or the business or whatever people perceive outwardly around the success. But what they often don't realize is, and they often see you like this overnight success. All of a sudden, people are successful and they've maybe not noticed before. But one of the things that I know very keenly is that success takes some sacrifice. And so I'm always interested to know what sacrifices do you think you've made in the pursuit of your career and building your businesses?
You've got tricky questions.
I have got tricky questions. They're not meant to catch you out, but just the sacrifices that sort of come to mind. So, for example, I often think around, I'd like to spend more time with the children, but I've had to work and those kinds of things. This is what I mean by sacrifices. I'd like to buy this, but I can't buy this because I have to reinvest it in the business, for example. Those are often the sacrifices. It's just around where you spend your time, because you have to invest your time wisely, don't you?
Yes, that's right. So maybe it's not the sacrifice, but it's the wise choice from what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the time I was still in the corporation when I was coming home, and I was sitting on the sofa and watching telly.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the point where I just thought, what I'm doing, because watching telly, it's not going to give me any benefits.
Sure.
It's just wasting my time.
Sure.
So with the first opportunity, I actually disconnected my TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I started learning. So that was my sacrifice. So maybe it's just, it's still time, but it's the replacement of what you're doing with your time.
Sure.
And until today, I've got Netflix to put the film on when I need to reset.
Sure.
When I need to like escape from all the problems, to wipe everything, and then I live for 2 hours in the film.
Sure.
And that's it. So every possible minute, I educate myself, I work. And when I can, I spend the time with family. Definitely weekends. I don't work weekends. I want weekends for the family to keep the right life work balance.
Yeah.
We have to remember about having the right balance to everything. And I actually never learned about the yin yang meaning, but now I understand more. You have to keep the right balance between everything, just for things to go smoothly.
Sure.
You can't have too much work and not enough life, because if one failed, then you don't have the other, and the other way around. So life is mainly about keeping the right balance.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. That's I was listening to a Shaolin warrior talk about equanimity, which is around the middle way and having that balance. So that really resonates. Okay, excellent. So the last of the quickfire questions, it's not my last question overall, but the last of the quickfire questions is sometimes people favor one or the other between discipline and motivation. So motivation is around having the energy and feeling motivated to do something, and discipline is around just doing it even when you're not feeling motivated to do it, and just having that drive to just do it anyway, even if you don't feel like doing it. So my question is for you, is discipline, and there's no right or wrong answer, by the way, so I'm not going to go failed, but discipline or motivation, which for Joanna is more important? Which is more important for you?
Motivation.
Okay. And how do you stay motivated? How do you deal with motivation?
So I talk to myself.
Okay.
I talk to myself, and if I've got the days where I really feel like I have enough, I'm just thinking, okay, I have enough for today, maybe for tomorrow. But after tomorrow, I have to do something. Because I can't just, keep not doing anything.
Sure.
So, and then I just rewire myself to keep going, to start where I left.
Sure. Amazing. One final question then. One final question for you. So finally, if the listeners, the people watching and listening to the podcast, if they were to remember one thing from our conversation, what's the message you'd like to leave them with?
Can I have two?
You can have two. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. That's a lady who knows what to take advantage. No, very good. No, let's do it. Two things. What's the two things that you'd like them to take away?
Well, the first one, my learning was to trust myself. So trust yourself.
Sure.
And the second is lead yourself, because no one else will. You need to lead yourself.
I love that. Excellent. So trust yourself and lead yourself. Amazing. Joanna, you've been absolutely fantastic guest on today's podcast. And real insight. I hope and know that the listeners will have got lots of value from what you were saying and the things you've shared. And I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and join us. And listeners, I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. Joanna's been absolutely amazing. Lots and lots of insights. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do make sure you follow, subscribe, share. The podcast is on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. It's on YouTube. So please do make sure you stay tuned for future episodes as well. Joanna, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. My pleasure.
No worries. Thank you for joining us on today's It's Not So Lonely at the Top podcast. We really hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. I'm absolutely delighted that you took the time to listen, and I really hope that you'll subscribe to ensure that you receive future episodes too. If you want to find out any more, please do search It's Not So Lonely at the Top podcast, and you'll find it on your favourite podcast app. Thank you.